Welcome to my channel, Kim Life, the Simply Balanced Way. So today I want to review my first month on Mounjaro. I started Mounjaro on 7/13 and I have completed one full box. But first, my disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. I cannot prescribe a plan or prescription to anyone. This is just based off of my own experience. Thank you. So, my first month on Mounjaro, I took my first shot of 2.5 milligrams on 7/13. And I didn't experience any side effects. I have listened to a lot of YouTube individuals and read. So I followed some of your suggestions as far as I take my shot at night. So I take it around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I eat a protein prior to that shot. So, and then I go to bed. So the next day I've not had any experience. The only thing weird that has taken place is I had like a metallic taste in my mouth one night. I got up the next day and I drank additional water, more water than usual, and that hasn't happened again. So that is basically my experience. I began, my starting weight was 180. And my final weight after the last shot was 177. So I'm down 3 pounds, and that was probably the first week, and I've maintained that 177 for the entire additional 3 weeks. So my food intake has been great, I think. I had a dietitian. I started seeing a dietitian in October of 2024. And so we've been working on my food intake and manipulating my diet or making changes to it. Prior to seeing the dietitian, I mainly ate keto or low carb. I'll continue to do that, realizing I'm going to need carbs if I weight train, but to increase it some. However, that's my preference of how to eat, and so she works with me as far as when I have weak areas, which is sweets. Sweets is very, very much so my weak area. I was loving the ice cream, even if it was low carb ice cream. I still was eating more than I should. When I got on fruit, like I would eat more than a serving of fruit. Now I'm on cherries, so until cherry season is over, like I will be having cherries. However, on the medication, I'm not eating as many cherries and I'm not eating as much fruit. However, that's still like a downfall of mine. So she just kind of gives me tips, which I would be willing to share here. And she has actually offered to speak at some point, so we may have her on as well. I was looking at my notes. Suppression. So the suppression on the first shot, that was really good. I felt it more on the first shot than I have in the following shots. The following shots, there's suppression, but it's almost as if as I'm preparing food or as I have my plate in front of me, that's when it becomes difficult to eat it, as opposed to the first week I didn't even want to get up to prepare it or to eat it. So now it's in front of me. So like breakfast is taking an hour to eat or things like that. But it's not a large amount. It's breakfast that I normally would have. However, yeah, it's taken quite a while to get it down and to make sure I have the protein that I'm trying to get, and fiber and all the other nutrients into my body. I do have an Instagram page, which I have been working on probably as long as I've been seeing a nutritionist. I think she's actually a dietitian, but I have had that page, and it's just where I try different recipes, and if it turns out well or not, I put it on Instagram. So I'll put my Instagram page. I think it's Kim_life at this point. I changed the name of it as well. Um, those things are there, and maybe as well I'll share what I'm eating some here, because I think it's important to share. I've gotten a lot of ideas from people on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. Pinterest was a big help when I first started, just trying to be healthier. So that's one of my go-to social media sites. And I can share some of those specific sites with you as well. One thing that I have done is I started my shot on a Sunday, and after that first injection, I started processing my day and my week, and I decided to move it to a Friday. And moving it to Friday, my thought process was that it would allow me to have some recoup time in case I did have side effects. So I did move it to Friday, and going forward, it'll be Friday. I'm currently working on strength training and my eating. Prior to taking the injections, I did mostly cardio, mostly walking, trying to get my mile up to 15 minutes and doing things to kind of just challenge my own self. Or my sister would be doing a mile and I would be doing a mile, and we kind of challenge each other. But going into the injection, I really wanted to focus on muscle because I am over 50, and with aging comes muscle loss. I am on a statin for cholesterol, and that also weakens muscle. I have low vitamin D, which weakens muscle, and then being on Mounjaro, which has the potential to the potential for muscle loss. I thought it was important for me to start focusing more on the strength training and weightlifting. So I've been mainly focusing on that. So I can tell I am more toned, and I don't know what the effect that will have on taking the medicine, since I am, attempting to lose weight to get off of other medications, but I'm also weight training, which is going to build muscle. So it'll be interesting to see the process and how that process flows. And, as I go, maybe that changes. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that goes. And hopefully we'll be able to get my trainer on to speak from that aspect of training and muscle building. And my sister is also on Mounjaro, and she's ahead of me. She's on 5 milligrams. She's having a lot of side effects, so it'll be interesting maybe to get her on here so that we can compare, since we are related and our genes are somewhat similar. So that'll be an interesting aspect moving forward. So my current stats are, my height is 5'2". That won't be changing because hopefully it won't be changing. Otherwise, I'll be shrinking. My starting weight is 180. My current weight is 177, and I am 58 years old. My ultimate goal is to be removed from some of my medication for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes. My hope is that I will also be off the GLP-1. I've discussed that with my doctor. And her main response was only 3% of people will come off medication. So I told her to consider me in that 3%, because that's going to be the goal, and that's what I'll be working toward. I understand it'll take a lot of work. I understand things will have to either be more consistent because the food has changed and has been changed for a couple of years now. The exercise, as far as weight training, is new, but not exercise in itself. So there's some things that I need to change in life, and there's some things that I need to be more consistent with. So I'll be working toward those so that I can reach my goals. my goals aren't based off of fully and totally what the doctor says. It's off of my goals for myself, the quality of life that I want to have, and how I see myself aging. So that's what I'll look forward to until I either reach it or I have a change of mind. So going forward, that's the goal. My next shot will be 8/29, August 29th, and I will post that. And until then, we will see you next time for the next update. Be in health and prosper.